What is up, my fellow gamers? In today's video, we got our first impressions review for King Arthur Legends Rise. Looking for more amazing gaming content. This game was in beta a while, and it was made by a completely different company. They went ahead, they basically couldn't handle it, and they gave it to Netmarble. We are now getting the official global launch release from Netmarble. They did make some changes, some improvements. Netmarble definitely put their Netmarble stamp on this game. We're gonna go over the good, the bad, and the ugly, kind of all together mixed in. First thing is, this is typically one of your most traditional hero collecting RPG games where we head on over to the lake. You've got your gacha banners. The problem with the gacha banners, you've got a bunch of different ones, and each one requires a different kind of ticket. So you've got your rate up summons, you need a rate up summon ticket. You've got your normal summons, you need a normal summon ticket. You got your special summons, you need a special summon ticket. You get the idea. Not to mention you have your relics, your flame relic, your frost relic, and finally your storm relic. Of course, you can go ahead and use your premium currency, which in this game is called crystals, but it is 1,500 to do a 10 pull for one of those rate ups. Depending on the banner, you may not even have a chance to pull a legendary hero. You can see this one, we have common 70%, 25% for uncommon, and then a 4% chance for a rare. So you cannot even get a legendary from the normal summon. If we take a look at the special summon, this one we can get a legendary, which is only a 1.67% chance. We got basically a 17% chance on a rare and an 81% chance for an uncommon. The rate up is basically the same. It's just a rate up chance to get a featured hero. So the rate ups, take it what you will. I've seen worse, so it's not horrible. But the rarity system in this game, you're going to notice that for the characters, if you are free to play, you're really not going to have too much luck getting the legendary characters. You're mostly going to be focusing on the rares and uncommons. The commons are pretty useless, honestly. The commons, like, you might get one that may be good in a certain type of content, but for what it is, the commons are they're just too weak. So typically you're going to be messing around with those uncommons and also the rares. The rares for a free to play is going to be like your big savior. The legendaries, if you're lucky, the legendaries are going to be definitely pay to win. A lot of people are going to be spending money. They're going to focus on legendaries. Now the game does give you a couple legendaries to start off, which you can see as good or bad. Good being, if you're free to play, hey, you get Morgan, which is an absolutely amazing legendary. I also got legendary Tristan. You also get another legendary on your 7th day login bonus. But you can also look at it as like, hey, the game is dangling these legendaries in front of you, trying to incentivize you to, hey, see the difference between a legendary and a rare, and it is very drastic. So spend some money so you can get more of those legendary heroes. You can look at it as that, or you can look at it as Netmarble's being nice to us and giving us some good starting characters. For the way the characters work when building them out, it's traditional hero power-up, so you're going to be leveling them up with your XP. Also, when you go ahead and you're doing battle, you're going to level them up. You're also going to get XP for them when you have them in battles, but you can also use these little potions to go ahead, give them XP as well. Once they reach that level cap though, you're going to have to advance them, increase their star level, so that will level limit break them, and then you can go ahead and upgrade them 10 more levels. So basically it's stuck at 20, then to 30, then to 40. Right now, once I hit 40, I'm gonna have to do another advancement to get them to 50. And you're gonna need some different types of materials. You can see the different sources, and we'll go over the dungeons in a second, but it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward with the way it is. It's no different kind of formula here. For duplicates, they have this area where you go ahead and you can get the duplicate character medal, or you can get these other materials. And basically you just go ahead and use that, and then there's just some extra bonuses that you can get from the characters. If we take a look, we have equipment, traditional equipment. You've seen this same formula pretty much any one of these hero collecting gacha games. You've got a main stat, and then you have your sub stats, and you can go ahead and you can enhance them to upgrade the stats. And then you also have set bonuses. So if you go ahead and you have the same set bonus, you get like a bonus for HP or attack or whatever, different types of sets. You can see this is an attack set. Everything you've seen already. The thing that's a little bit different in this game is the relics. Now the relics I think is a cool idea, but it can be a little bit like, okay, this is pay to win kind of aspect. You can see where it's going. The way the relics work are, each character has 3 different relics. So you have this like fire, you have this ice one, blue, and then you have a green one. And what this does is it basically kind of changes their elemental type. So every character can be any elemental type if you have their relic. Now, what I do like about this is that each relic actually will change their attack skills. So their A1 attack, which is their active 1 skill, which doesn't use up any vigor, which is like the little energy system when you're doing battle, that doesn't change depending on whatever relic you have. It stays the same. But your A2 and your A3, which your A3 is your ultimate ability, those do change based on the relic you have. Now, the discrepancy with this is when you first pull the character, you're going to have a set relic for it. But obviously, you're going to be going into the gacha system and summoning for those other relics, trying to get what you need for that specific character. This legendary gargoyle one or this legendary typhoon's eye. And you can see that the skills that you're going to get are drastically a lot stronger than just the original one that you kind of start off with. Now, it does give you a bit different builds. People can argue and say, well, this one, this relic is good for certain content, and this relic is good for certain content, and this one's good for other content. But you can see that, this one character, you have to invest so much into just one character. And that kind of brings us into the next part, is the stamina system is absolutely just awful in this game. The stamina system limits your progression so much, especially if you are free to play. It is god awful. So the way the stamina works is you do get a stamina refresh as you level up your account, which seems good at the beginning. But once you get to like level 10, level 11, you're going to notice that the stamina, because you're not leveling up so much, you're not refreshing your stamina so much, that you really get into this standstill where you're going into the restricted area, which is our dungeon area. So you've got your power-up dungeon, equipment dungeon, all these other dungeons. And you're going to be coming in here and you're going to be doing these for gold and, different things that you need. And just doing one of these runs, costs 7 energy. And then if you go ahead and you're going to 3x it, you're using 21 energy, and I only got 34. Just doing one of these for a 3 times run, my energy spent. So what am I supposed to do for the rest? I can't play the game no more. You run out of energy so fast in this game. It's really bad. It's one of the worst that I've seen when it comes to the stamina, the energy system. It's pretty just like, wow, like I can't play. You come in, you're going to grind for 10, 15 minutes, and then you're stuck and you're waiting. You're waiting for your energy, your stamina to regenerate. Now, on the flip side of this, there is a game mode that doesn't require energy. So you could look at it as, hey, well, at least you have something to do when you are out of energy, and that's going to be the adventure. So the main story is going to require stamina or energy. Your grinding in your dungeons is going to require energy, stamina, especially the equipment dungeon. Don't even get me started on the equipment dungeon, because the equipment dungeon, it's no different than Watcher of Realms. Remember how frustrated I was with Watcher of Realms and the equipment dungeon in that game? That game was a disaster with the equipment dungeon. It's no different. You're going to be getting to a point where you're just not getting good drops, and it's going to be awful. Now, the game does fix that because you are able to re-roll your substats, which I do like. I do like that they have that in here. So that's one thing that I can say is a positive. If I go to my materials, it looks like this thing right here, stat change stone. So this is really cool. I do like this, but again, it is RNG. So you're just randomly re-rolling your substats. It's just, you know, I don't know how I feel about it. It's a little bit better, but still the RNG involved is really, really high. There is a lot of RNG in this game, and it's brutal. Now, the adventure mode, like I was talking earlier, it requires no stamina, and this is kind of fun. This is what you're gonna do when you don't have stamina, and you're just kind of exploring this open world. It's not really open world, but it's supposed to be considered open world. So if we take a look at the map, this is our exploring area. It's pretty linear. It's not like a giant, huge map. Everything is pretty straightforward. You have just very narrow paths where, you know, you can't get lost. It's very straightforward. You go here, explore this area, explore this area. There's some points of interest. It's really, really straightforward. You're just going through and finding treasure chests and different items, and there's a lot of story, cutscenes involved. And then you do have battles occasionally, like right here we have a battle, and it's free though, so no stamina is good. But again, though, you may get to a point where you can't even progress in this area because your characters might not be strong enough, even if the battle is free. So something like this, you're going to be collecting just random things like this, and it's going to have some hidden tails and just some things like that. So the game has a decent amount of content to it, and I think it's a good game, but it is riddled with some really just pay-to-win features, and this is just Netmarble at its finest. If you've ever played a Netmarble game before, then you know how pay-to-win a lot of their games are. They make great games. There's no doubt about it that Netmarble doesn't make good games. They make good games, but they're very aggressive with their microtransactions, and it's no different in this game. You get bombarded with packs in your face, basically how Raid Shadow Legends does it. You just boom, 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 boom. They just keep popping up one after another every time you complete something. When you go through the tutorial, you completed the tutorial, hey, buy this pack. You completed chapter 1, buy this pack. You completed chapter 2, buy this pack. You pulled your first legendary, buy this pack. Summon legendary heroes for $100. And I mean, there's 15 of these. Look at this. I mean, I had 15 packs pop up from me just playing and getting to level 10. I mean, and it varies. You've got your $10 packs, your 99-cent packs, you know, $100 packs, $20 packs, $50, you know, all over the place, ranging from every different kind of price. Spending money in this game makes it much, much more enjoyable. Not spending money in this game feels like your progress is hindered more than it should be. And that kind of sucks. The game has some really nice tutorials which teach you about the different dungeon bosses and how to defeat them. You go to a boss right here, we can actually get like a suggestion on the best team to use, the best characters, and different things like that. And you'll notice that a lot of these characters, you know, they're uncommons and rares. So you're gonna be using a lot of those uncommon and rares, especially if you're free to play. But these legendaries, man, they are significantly better, and they are going to significantly make your time and your life a whole lot easier in this game as opposed to the rares and the uncommons. It's a game that I recommend, but, you know, if you're free to play and, you know, just Play it and take it for yourself. You know, experience what you think and just see it for yourself is really what I say. I don't like to be someone who tells people, hey, don't play this game. I just try and present the reviews, the first impressions as this is what I went through. This is a warning. This is kind of what to expect in a realistic way. I don't want to give people false hopes. I don't want to say this is the best game in the world, or there's no pay to win, or this is the worst game in the world, because it's never like that with most games. There's good and bad to a lot of games, but it's Netmarble, and I feel like it's just another amazing game they made that's unfortunately really hindered by their, you know, pay to win aggressive microtransactions. Spend money, spend money, spend money to enjoy it more. That is it. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.